My favorite thing to watch in the mornings on the weekend. I plug my phone in the stereo while I warm up on bass.
Yeah, it is the weekend. I hope you guys are going to have an awesome one. By the way, greetings from Las Vegas. I'm shooting this on Wednesday the 16th. I'm here going to go see Judas Priest here tonight at Planet Hollywood and anticipating a real good time. But I just want to give a great big shout out to everybody who comes back week after week to watch the show. In fact, I want to give a great big shout out to the 500,000 of you guys who are subscribed to the show and watched last month, and the 600,000 of you who watched the show and didn't hit the fucking subscribe button. I really appreciate that. So we got a hell of a show for you this week. I got a lot of comments and questions from that video I did on that Blackstar interface with Steve Terrier there a couple weeks ago. You guys needed some clarification on a couple things. Hopefully this is going to be helpful, but this is my weekly show of comments and questions. I also do a few pop culture recommendations. So this week I'm going to recommend for TV shows. I've just been watching this last couple weeks, pretty good. The Apothecary Diaries, definitely recommend checking it out. That's a lot deeper than I thought it was going to be. And this week's book recommendation would be The Creative Act by Rick Rubin. I actually have it in my list here for Audible. I haven't got around to reading it myself yet. Apparently it's quite good. It's on my list of things I need to check out, so I'd recommend it to you guys as well. Anyway, let's get to your comments and questions right now.
It's freaking outrageous the way you criticize and take the piss out of us guitarists. We're not idiots, Glenn, and we're not technophobes, so button it. By the way, what does audio clipping mean?
Yeah, guitar players aren't dumb. Okay, audio clipping is when you take your signal, you make that red button light up and it doesn't turn off. Yeah, that's a bad thing. You're not supposed to do that. The thing with digital is you can only go so far, and then you encounter what's called clipping, and that usually doesn't sound so good. So once again, if your signals are going red, maybe turn it down just a little bit. I know that's against the whole heavy metal ethos, but turn it down just a little bit, you'll get way better results. Hopefully that's helpful.
I wonder what the difference is between the enhance button on that interface and the pad button on my interface.
Well, quite simply, a pad button just turns down your input signal by 5, 10, 20 decibels, whatever the pad is good for. It's supposed to do it cleanly. It's supposed to give you a cleaner signal. That way you don't clip. In the case of the Blackstar unit, the enhance button is actually there to work as a hard limiter before you hit the converters, thereby meaning you will not clip the signal at all. It's physically incapable of doing it. It's a super cool feature, and it seems to be a little bit more idiot-proof than just a pad. And we all know you guys need help with idiot-proof.
So it's effectively a brick wall limiter built in. Don't we already have those in every DAW? It is the suggestion that guitarists will only not record too loud without a special don't play it too loud switch.
As I said earlier, it's a limiter, but it's a hardware limiter, meaning it will limit the signal before it goes anywhere near the converters. No, we don't have that in every single DAW. We have software limiters, and those are after the fact, and you can limit after you've already clipped, which is not going to give you the same effect because you're going to do the damage on the way in. This keeps you from damaging the signal because guitar players, for some strange reason, can't figure out how to turn their knobs down a little bit so it doesn't clip. I know, sounds like common sense, but we are talking about musicians, and that's kind of a rarity with them.
Labeling the switch enhance is a genius move. It's going to make your typical guitarist think it's a boost or something, so they're all going to toggle it on.
Yeah, I think you might have a good point there. Guitar players do tend to listen with their eyes, and labeling something limit, well, that's not something I want to do to my guitar playing. I don't want limits on my guitar playing, so I can see why they put enhance. Actually, that was some very clever wording. So, gotta give props to the Blackstar guys. Great job.
Spend $200 or turn the volume down a bit?
Yeah, I know, it's kind of weird. The thing is, though, you ask guitar players to turn the volume down, you'd be surprised how often that does not happen. The $200 limiter thing actually kind of does make a lot of sense. And I say this out of experience. By the way, got Alex Nasla here. He's my partner at Spectre Digital. He's the guy who designed Element Bass. Hey, Alex, how many times have you gotten clipped DI signals from guitar players you work with?
At least 8 out of 10 times. Yeah.
There you go.
That's not exaggerating either.
So there you go, Cal Brock Cat 8728. There you go. It's not just my opinion, it's other engineers too.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if you're not clipping a DI, great, that's good. Maybe teach other people.
Yeah, that would be super helpful. That's what I'm trying to do here, but you guys rarely listen.
Design some circuits that will completely eliminate noise, including most of all the 60 cycle picked up in single coils. They will be cheap and truly a one-size-fits-all solution, but especially for guitarists. I absolutely despise noise gates, but have shred and sweep levels of gain and almost no noise in that almost never use a noise gate. Then I do, it's different in that I set the sensitivity to get rid of string noise, resonant noise, finger noise, etc. Since there's no noise for it to gate out based on the signal voltage. Before you go there, I am literally a college-educated electrical electronics engineer, and believe it or not, we're in fact very rare and dedicated guitar electronics.
So you've solved the problem that nobody else can. Wow, that's amazing. You know what? Talk's cheap. So is a degree in piano. I just want to add a little addendum there. It's like, dude, did you read your fucking comment? You're college educated, but you can't manage simple English? So hey, John Death, I'm going to ask you this simple question. You wrote an awful lot of text here, but you didn't include a link to this groundbreaking product of yours. Wonder why that is. As said here, I'm hanging out here before the Judas Priest show. I got my buddy Alex Nasla here. Alex is our software designer over at Spectre Digital, and Element Bass was his design. He showed me the document for it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm in. I want to make this thing happen. I think that's fucking killer. And so, Alex, how are you feeling about the plugin right now and the response and whatnot?
Oh, it's literally been overwhelming positivity. Everyone who's used it says, even the people who are like, well, this kind of looks like Mammoth or kind of seems like Parallax. Once you actually use it and realize how easy and simple it is, and also how much more powerful it is, right? Parallax only gives you 2 bands to work with.
Don't get us wrong. We love the neural DSP stuff.
Yeah, I love I actually was using Parallax before I made Element Bass. And the reason why I made Element Bass is because me and Glenn felt like it was missing a core part of the sound and flexibility
that we needed as engineers. Yeah. So he created Element, and we put it out, and it sounds just like this. Roll the clip. All right, real quick. Today I'm proud to show you the ultimate bass amp sim, Element Bass. You've been hearing it on my show in mix after mix for well over a year now, and so many of you have asked, what's up with that bass tone? How do I get it? And the answer is one simple plugin, Element Bass. We've designed this from the ground up to get you an awesome tone right out of the box. There's no more wondering why the bass doesn't work in a mix. Element Bass has everything you need to get a mix-ready, crushing bottom end with zero guesswork. Discover ultimate flexibility with up to 3 parallel tone stacks, each with their own separate EQ. Plus our one-of-a-kind stereo enhancer, compression, and an impulse response loader. You can craft your tone in ways that were never possible before. From pounding metal to blues to country and even jazz, every great mix needs an element. Get your copy today at spectredigital.com. Links in the description below. Now let's get back to the show.
And now it's time for everybody's favorite part of the show, the Butthurt of the Week.
This is just an 11-minute ad. Do better, Glenn.
Yeah, you know what? I really do have to apologize to you there, Wade Turner 3791. I understand how upsetting that can be. I'll do better, I promise. Next time, it'll be 20.
You just heard both of them. Did you even notice? I really love this.
It's amazing how similar a lot of the hardware that we come up with, that we love getting our hands on, experimenting and playing with, we think, oh, it sounds so amazing, it sounds so different, it sounds so unique, until you actually start running the same clips through them and realize, sometimes maybe not so much. And once we take the labels away, that's where the real differences are shown to not really exist as we think they do. Yeah, I love doing tests like that and showing you guys it pays to be smart with your observations and don't get taken in by marketing.
The things I like most about Glenn is the fact that he's willing to admit when he's wrong. He's a stand-up guy, and that's why we all love him. That and all the swearing.
That's kind of the whole point. I mean, like, I'm human just like you guys are. I think there's too much phony bullshit going on YouTube and social media in general right now. There's so much fake stuff, and I think we're all held to this perfection standard, and I think that's absolutely ridiculous. So when I fuck up, I'm more than happy to say, hey, you know what, I screwed up, I'll try better, I'll try getting it right next time. And that's why I leave the mistakes in my guitar playing and whatnot, because it doesn't do anybody any good to sit there and watch all these flawless guitar takes and whatnot. And we all know it's all complete bullshit because it's been edited. There's a lot of drama going on right now in the drum space about that sort of thing. I'm gonna have a video coming up on that next week. It's really kind of hilarious just how stupid things have gotten. And I just want to say to everybody out there who's watching this, it really is okay to be human. It's really okay to make mistakes and not get it right every single time, because we all deal with it and there's no shame in admitting it.
Glenn, currently stuck with no power, water, and NC, and just got enough cell to watch your beautiful hair in slow motion. I feel complete now. Over the last 8 years, I've learned I suck at bass. I'll play through the song 10 times straight feeling confident, hit the red button, and on the 11th time, I fuck up constantly. The red button comes on, and my fingers become uncooked Polish dogs flapping aimlessly. I used to have this problem playing it live, but it's no longer an issue. This also doesn't happen if I'm recording while somebody else is also playing. I chalk this up to knowing what I'm capable of and becoming more anal inconsistencies in my attack, and then the nervousness kicks in and I flounder. I was wondering if you had any tips or tricks for moving on from seeking perfection. As it seems, the better I get, the more I hate my playing.
Dude, I share your pain. I think you've got a real valid point there. So the issue really does stem from the fact of one thing you brought up, and that's you don't feel the need to be super anal about it when you're playing with other people. And I think we've kind of lost that in a lot of ways. Music went from being something we performed together in a studio to an individual activity, and we tend to really concentrate on the unimportant shit. I mean, how many of you guys have ever asked yourself, are we really making music better by making sure everything's absolute perfection? You know, we lost this thing where there was this whole subconscious language going on, and I mean by body language, where musicians would play together, and there was this whole back and forth that was just completely unspoken, but you knew just by motions and by nudges and looks where the pocket was, where the downbeat was, all of that. So what's happened is we've substituted a lot of that, and instead we've replaced it with this quest for perfection, which really doesn't help us make better music. So my suggestion would be play with people more often. You find you have a lot more fun. Try that. Let me know how it works out.
Sorry, Glenn, I missed what it was you said about bass players. I was too busy eating the silica gel packs.
Well, I guess we should be thankful it wasn't Tide Pods.
I had to drive our bassist to practice for years, and he still managed to flake on me half the time.
I'm shocked, I tell you. Absolutely shocked. That never happens. You're lying, man. You're just making that up. At least that's what half the commenters who watch this show say when I bring up real life experiences.
This cab is not real good plywood.
And yet the plywood does not affect the sound of the cabinet. It's the speaker and the geometry of the cab. So, well, I understand, you know, you might want the most expensive plywood you can get. Consider your actual role. Are you gigging or are you just studio recording? If you're gigging, yeah, you might want to get something a little more robust, or you could try that most difficult thing of all, taking care of what you buy. But if that's not an option, yeah, go get a more expensive cab. But if you're only doing 1 or 2 or 3 gigs a year for your parents and the other band's girlfriends, you know, maybe don't drop a shit ton of money on your cab, especially when these ones sound so good and record so good. So my question to you, JRoss68052, what are you doing? Are you gigging, or are you just sitting at home typing into your computer angrily?
Glenn, will putting clothes or blankets inside of an open cab change the sound at all? I have a Boss guitar combo that's pretty good but tends to get flubby on the low end. Would that help at all? I've tried, but it won't make any real tests and just played it at low volume.
Dude, all I can say is I think that's kind of a bad idea. Anything you're going to put in that could possibly interfere with the motion of the speakers is not going to get you a good result. The only thing that you can do is fuck it up even worse than it already sounds. The only thing I can suggest is maybe turning off the impulses on your Katana and plugging into an awesome cabinet. Try that first. Like that cheap Harley Benton that's apparently not made of real good plywood. Get one of those. Guarantee you're going to like the results.
Am I the only one that really enjoys free cam, Glenn? Moving around the studio and showing us behind the scenes?
Speaking of free cam, here we are in Las Vegas. Thought it'd be kind of fun to get out of the studio and do one on the streets and give you guys something to look at other than my ugly mug and a dark studio. Once again, we're just killing time before the pre-show. Figured this would be a great way to spend the afternoon. We just actually got ourselves lunch at Sammy Hagar's Cabo Wabo, and yeah, we're back at Planet Hollywood for the show in a few hours. Been pretty cool. We've actually been on location at Kaler and got some content coming up with those guys real soon. Really interesting stuff. And I'm trying to stay hell away from these casinos because one of the big worries is some music's gonna bleed into my microphone and I'm gonna get copyright claimed, even though I'm on a public sidewalk. Figure that one out. Anyway, yeah, if you guys like the roaming videos, I want to hear from you. Leave a comment. I always love hearing from you guys. I try and read every single comment and respond to the really cool ones and the really awesome comments making onto the show. I've got a very cool video coming up with my install on the Antelope Galaxy 32. And then I've actually got another one coming up where I show you guys how to build a snake out of Cat 5 kit. And a lot of it's a little bit more free cam style. So yeah, if you're into the style of video, I'm all for it because I'd like to get up out of my chair and actually do some other cool stuff other than just sit in a chair and yell at a camera. Anyway, as always, want to hear from you. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think.
Spectre Sound Studios, what's holding you back from obtaining a real Rupert Neve Designs 5088 console? Or maybe the Neve 88 RS console?
Well, other than the fact of not having hundreds of thousands of extra dollars to spend, I'm actually looking to build a new studio in my backyard this year. Had a few conversations at AES. I think we're actually going to make that happen. I'm going to keep you guys documented on it, and best of all, I'm going to show you how to do it in your own setup, just front to back how we're going to do it. I think it's going to be really freaking cool. So that's my big project for this year, not buying a new piece of gear, but basically building a new space to work in with more space, because after I did that stereo ribbon mic video, it became glaringly apparent I need a better drum room. So hopefully we're gonna make that happen. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing, all that good stuff. And if you didn't, remember, more than half of you guys who watch the show aren't actually subscribed. And that's like 500,000-600,000 of you every fucking month. All you gotta do is hit the button and help me get to 600,000, because I'm gonna be giving away that awesome Rev Generator 120 on the Oldies But Baddies show. Make sure you tune in for that. And if you haven't signed up for it and you want to participate, everybody's welcome. All you gotta do is make an awesome video. I'll have links for everything in the description below. And don't forget to check out Element Bass. Right, Alex?
Yeah, you better check it out. Go now. Go.
All right, signing off from Las Vegas. Like, once again, we're off to go see the beast that is the Priest in just a couple hours. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks again for watching. And almost forgot, yeah, Gordon Ramsay says, "What are you doing hanging around, you stupid donkey?" Yeah, it is the week. Let's do that one more time. So I'm just hanging out in Vegas. God damn it. Yeah, fuck sakes. Well, I should, Jesus Christ. Without a special, oh God. Let's do that one more time. Oh, is that even on?